Good evening. At home and abroad, a lot of people are angry at the Canadian government tonight for its sudden change of rules for visitors from two countries. Yesterday, Immigration Minister Jason Kenney announced that to combat abuses of the refugee system, Canada will require Mexican and Czech nationals to obtain visas before coming here. Today, there was a storm of protest. CTV's Graham Richardson has the latest.
Today, the latest wave in a brutal Mexican drug war. 12 federal police officers tortured and executed. The Canadian government and some immigration experts say hundreds of Mexicans are trying to flee this violence by claiming refugee status in Canada. But that just got a lot harder. Anyone now coming from Mexico will need a visa to get in. Some tourists already in Canada were shocked.
I think it's not fair. It's like a...
Long lineups formed outside the Canadian Embassy in Mexico City as people tried to figure out what the changes mean. It's chaos here, she says. The minister says the government had to act against Mexico and the Czech Republic, another source of skyrocketing refugee claims.
People are getting coaching on which airport to go to, what kind of claim to make, and how to game the Canadian system. This is not what our asylum protection is for.
And the numbers do tell an odd story. In the first 3 months of 2009, more than 3,600 Mexicans tried to claim refugee status in Canada. From Haiti, a very troubled country, there were just 688. The Czech Republic, 653 claims. Civil war-torn Sri Lanka, just 224. But the tourism industry is worried about how the crackdown will hinder legitimate tourists.
We are asking the Canadian government to postpone this at least till the 15th of November of this year.
To express its displeasure with Canada, the Czech Republic recalled its ambassador today.
There were some indications during the night, and today morning the government decided to recall me back. So, well.
And when do you leave?
Today up in 5 minutes.
Canada has sent a crack team of experts to Mexico to help set up the visa application center. They say it'll be running in weeks. As for Prague, the Czech Republic, people there will have to trek 400 kilometers away to Vienna, Austria. Lloyd?
Graham, many Canadians may feel that the government is acting in the best interests of this country. So why this intense blowback from the Czech Republic?
Well, that government has to be seen to be standing up for its citizens. When you think about it, if there's a business person who has no interest whatsoever in becoming a refugee, they have been significantly inconvenienced. They can't jump on a plane anymore and just come to Canada to do business. So a lot of the noise coming from that government is for domestic purposes.
Now, in the case of the Roma from the Czech Republic, why would they fly all the way to Canada when there are 26 other countries in the EU that they could go to?
That is the big question, and that's where those fairly generous benefits that Canada offers for refugee claimants here in Canada comes into question. Why would they come this far? And that is clearly the government's belief. They're taking advantage of that system. Remember, as soon as Canada lifted the need for a visa in 2007, those claimants started to show up at airports across the country.
But what about the charge that some real refugee claims may fall through the cracks as a result of this new law?
That is a big risk. It appears from the government in Canada they are willing to take that risk, Lloyd, because they simply cannot sustain the numbers they've had. Their belief is once the new system is in place and it's set up and everything sort of calms down, those legitimate refugee claims will get through, but we'll see. It is certainly a big risk.
Right. Thanks, Graham.
Good night, Lloyd.